Landmines are something that are employed to deny mobility. They're placed, for the most part, subsurface, so they are not detectable by the naked eye. There's a lot of factors that make them more dangerous. The amount of years they sat in the ground and deterioration can either make something safer or make it more hazardous.
Searching for and destroying weapons caches is how EOD, or Explosive Ordnance Disposal, keeps both troops and civilians safe.
The smallest of anti-personnel landmines can absolutely result in loss of a limb. When you get to the larger size landmines, anti-personnel landmines, we're talking very easily, loss of life.
It's too dangerous to leave the items where they are. For EOD, every time there's a controlled detonation, it means there's one less ordnance that can hurt someone.
This is a story of HMA, or Humanitarian Mine Action. It's an international mission to rid the world of unexploded ordnance that hides beneath our feet. This course is EOD Level 1 and 2, and it's the first step in the war on landmines.
We are in Ratchaburi, Thailand, conducting EOD Levels 1 and 2 training. Humanitarian Mine Action is a large program that enables DoD personnel to work with partner nations in need to solve their problems. Specifically, we are assisting the Thailand Mine Action Center with building an EOD capacity.
We've been having a 3-week course so far, going over basic demo, basic ordnance ID, and how to safely understand an ordnance item and get rid of it.
A student of this course is Staff Sergeant Chayot Sangmuing, nicknamed Po, a very observant, calculated, and quiet individual. Then there's Petty Officer First Class Kachaton Gaisonrat, referred to by his nickname Frank, who in contrast can never keep a smile off his face.
The outcome we want to see in HMA is that these students, whether they're just beginning their career as an EOD tech or they've been in the field for a while, all we want for them is to just take all the information we're learning them, all the ordnance ID, all the fuse functioning, and for them to build upon that knowledge and hopefully just spread the word to the future units they go to and safely continue doing their job.
All right, morning everybody.
สวัสดีตอนเช้าค่ะ
How's everybody feeling?
วันนี้เป็นยังไงบ้างคะ
Good. All right, cool. So today we're going to go over reconnaissance.
วันนี้นะคะเราจะเรียนกันเรื่อง reconnaissance นะคะหรือว่าการลาดตระเวนค่ะ
All right, there's you. Brave little EOD boy.
EOD reconnaissance is the step-by-step process that an EOD tech goes downrange to identify what an ordnance is, how he can probably get rid of it, so that way he can alert the local authorities of what hazards it may pose to the local area and if anyone needs to adjust and move away safely.
So now using my binoculars, I look down range and I start thinking about what safeties I'm going to carry when I move down range.
มันเป็นอะไรที่แปลกใหม่สำหรับผมนะครับแต่ที่โอกาสที่ได้มาเรียนที่นี่ก็ผมก็ไม่เคยได้สัมผัสในการเรียนแบบนี้มาก่อนครับก็เป็นที่แปลก
The big thing here is identifying your safest route of approach. While I'm coming up, I'm already starting to think, what type of ordnance item is this?
ก็จะมีช่วงเดือนที่ว่าทบทวนนะครับก็จะมาสอนเรื่อง AOD การเข้าหาสมรรถอาวุธอะไรต่างๆเนี่ยครับก็จะมีคุณครูที่หน่วยช่วยมีสอนอยู่ครับ
How did it get here? I see an obturator band, so that makes me think this was projected, some type of projected ordnance item.
The students in reconnaissance were very quick to pick up on the skills. Some of the older guys carried some traits that they still had from their previous skills, but they were able to drop it and then keep going, while the newer students showed a good sign of improvement. There was some issues along the way, but they were able to move forward and complete the scenarios to a good degree.
So I want to be the same as the ordnance item, so I put my bare skin to bare earth and then touch the item. We don't want to be shaking around trying and tinging this all over, right? That's no good.
ก็สำหรับผมก็ตื่นเต้นทุกครั้งครับที่ว่าได้ทำอะไรที่ว่าที่ครูอาจารย์สอนมานะครับก็มันแปลกใหม่ที่เราไม่ค่อยได้ทำเลยครับ
Put it on the end. I'm at 81 millimeters.
ทำก็เวลาทำก็ทำด้วยความที่ว่าเอาผมรู้ที่ครูสอนทำแล้วก็ทำได้ สำเร็จปฏิบัติได้ดีก็โอเคครับ
Typically, we are going to get a student who has zero experience on the EOD side of the house or engineer side of the house. They could be a motor T driver, cavalry, artillery, coming into TMAC for a 2-year period.
We're dealing with a very wide student base. We have some Army and some Marines here that have never seen ordnance in their lives, and we have some very experienced EOD techs in other fields that have been in the field for probably 10 plus years. And they're all coming together here, and they're doing a really good job.
Okay, cool.
I think yes.
Yeah, I think you did a good job, man. You didn't violate any of your safeties.
ก็คือใช่ไหมคะก็ดูทำได้ดีนะคะ
That's the most important thing, is we stay safe, right?
ก็คือ
In the classroom, they learn concepts, but concepts aren't the only thing that the students learn. Things get real when they move to the demo range, where they learn how to handle live explosives.
For non-electric demo, we taught them how to connect the M60 igniters to the time fuse, and from the time fuse, how to properly connect a detonator or a blasting cap on the end of it. Each student has an instructor with them, and we go through it with them step by step of what's needed to be done. Right now we're doing the basic demo range, where we're teaching them non-electric demo. They're setting up their first shot for the course with a non-electric time fuse and a quarter block of C4. And then how to safely plug that in to your charge. In this case, it was C4. The non-electric system works by a spark that ignites a time fuse of black powder that travels slowly at a controlled rate through the time fuse that will eventually spit out fire and start the ignition of the cap, the blasting cap. There's a lot to go through your head during all of that. You don't want to mess up in front of your peers or your instructors, but there's also that first sense of danger of holding what is actually explosives and sensitive explosives and combining the two and going through the whole thing under controlled circumstances, but still in front of your peers, in front of your instructors, and trying to get through that was probably a real nervous time for Frank.
The students will go downrange again and again, repeating the process until it's perfect.
We see them going from nervous to they're ready to do the job. They're ready to move forward. Frank was nervous, but as the third, fourth, fifth iteration of non-electric demo occurred, he had it down. He knew what he was doing. He was back to smiling and being himself. HMA builds confidence in their skill set, so it makes them improve from trial and error through the course.
ถามความรู้สึกนะครับมันก็ตื่นเต้นนะครับเพราะว่าก็ไม่ค่อยได้จับอะไรพวกนี้แต่ว่าพอได้จับแล้วมันก็ไม่ได้รู้สึกอะไรมากแต่ว่าก็รู้ว่าเป็นระเบิดแต่ก็จับด้วยความระมัดระวังแค่นั้น
Well, essentially, they take this firing wire, they spool it out to their demolition pad. Downrange is where they test their electric blasting cap. If it's good, they connect it to this wire, and then they prime into the explosives down there. We walk back down here to our safe area, and now he is hooking the firing wire into the firing device, and this is how he will detonate his charge.
Electric's very good because you can control it all the way through and you're the one sending that electric signal to detonate it. So it's a good control all the way through while you have to carry heavier wire and equipment with you that might be more sensitive to rain. It's good for them to know both because at some point in their life they may not have electric caps, but they have the skills to use non-electric, and the same goes for the other way.
เริ่มจากศูนย์ครับก็คือยังไม่มีประสบการณ์ในการทำงานเกี่ยวกับระเบิดเลยก็เป็นเรื่องที่ดีมากครับที่ว่าผมได้มาเรียนที่นี่เรียนหลักสูตรนี้มันจะได้เพิ่มความรู้ให้ผมและมันก็จะทำให้มีความปลอดภัยในการทำงานของผมด้วยครับแล้วก็ของคนอื่นด้วย
By pressing right here, I can feel his pulse right now. Putting it as tight as you can and cinching down properly, that you'll cut off his brachial. You can already see his hand turning white.
เราดึงปุ๊บนะคะหมุนไม่กี่รอบนะคะ
He has no brachial pulse.
ตอนนี้ก็คือจับไม่ได้เลยจับไม่โดนนะคะตรงนี้เป็น radial.
Landmine Casualty Care is a course that's going to teach both these Thai Marine and Army medics how to treat a patient after a mine or just in a blast injury situation. Us as corpsmen are teaching the medical side of this course to increase the survivability of all Thai military or civilian farmers and their families. So the knowledge that they're gaining is how to go through the March algorithm. For those uninitiated, that is massive hemorrhage, airway, respiration, circulation, head and hypothermia. It's an algorithm that is used in a field setting or a battle setting to do a head-to-toe assessment and treat what's most important in maintaining the survivability of the patient.
ความรู้สึกครั้งแรกนะครับที่ได้รู้ว่าจะต้องไปปฏิบัติชายแดนนะครับและการชายแดนที่หน่วยบริการทุนระเบิดด้านมนุษยธรรมของกองทัพเรือนะครับก็ถามว่ากลัวไหมก็มีความประหม่าอยู่นิดนึงครับเพราะว่าทำให้แบบเราต้องตื่นตัวอยู่ตลอดเราต้องแบบเตรียมความรู้ความสามารถของเราให้ดีครับเพราะว่ามันคือความเสี่ยงที่แท้จริงนะครับมันเป็นความอะไรที่แท้จริงนะครับที่เราจะประมาทไม่ได้เพราะว่าในชุดปฏิบัติการเขาก็บอกอยู่แล้วว่าถ้าเจ้าหน้าที่สายแพทย์ไม่มีหรือว่าไม่ขึ้นปฏิบัติการด้วยจะเก็บประสบการณ์แล้วก็ความรู้ที่เขาให้มาเนี่ยมันสามารถปฏิบัติได้ใช้จริงนะครับปฏิบัติได้จริงนะครับทุกคนไม่อยากให้เหตุมันเกิดนะครับแต่ถ้าไม่มีเหตุเกิดก็จะดีมากนะครับแต่ถ้าไม่มีเหตุเกิดประสบการณ์ที่เรียนมาก็จะเป็นการนำไปสอนให้กับกำลังพลในชุดปฏิบัติการหรือว่ากำลังพลไปถ่ายทอดให้กับในหน่วยให้มีความรู้ต่อไปครับ
Bang right arm
แขนขวา
Bang left leg Bang right leg Bang left arm
So the impact that we hope to make with this course is that they'll take this knowledge and train their people with it. So each one is going home with a med bag that we've taught them how to use every single item in there. No one deserves to be afraid. Nobody deserves to be worried whether tomorrow is going to be my last day because I'm just trying to make a living.
Their mission is to clear all landmines in the Kingdom of Thailand. Explosive remnants of war and landmines in the Kingdom of Thailand pose a significant threat to the population we are here to assist TMAC relieve human suffering.
เช็ดซิล
โอเค
แล้วก็หาจุดเลือดออกต่อ
Resembling a real-life scenario, out in the jungle is where the EOD students will perform their final test.
The Thailand HMA program has been around for 10 years, MAR4 PAC and Indo-PACOM being partnered with TMAC. The goal is to have a phased approach and build that EOD capacity and then turn the program over to that host nation or partner nation. We are currently doing that at a rapid rate because we have identified that they are very capable. And it's also going to allow MAR4 PAC to start focusing on other countries with a similar problem that have the same demand and the same need for our support, whether it's at an EOD capacity or engineer capacity for battle area clearance, technical survey, and non-technical survey. They learned a lot, but there's still a lot more to learn, and they need to almost do some on-the-job training when they get to their HMAL and spend time with the senior EOD level 1 and 2 qualified guys or the senior EOD level 3 guys and really focus on that training and mentorship as they progress and work in the fields. In my opinion, in the public's eyes, everything that you see on TV is about the military going to war, and it's rare to find coverage on the military going in to a partner nation to assist in a humanitarian fashion. The point of humanitarian mine action is to build a relationship with the partner nation, ensure that they understand that we are somebody that they can rely on to assist them with their needs. To narrow it down even further, doing EOD level 1 and 2 or any humanitarian mine action program here with TMAC allows us the opportunity to build friendships and professional relationships with the training staff and the students that go out and work in humanitarian mine action units.
ก็ขอบคุณคุณครูUXทุกคนนะครับที่มาสอนแล้วมาแชร์ประสบการณ์ให้ความรู้ต่างๆในครั้งนี้ครับผมก็จะกลับไปปฏิบัติงานของผมนะไปปรับใช้ในพื้นที่ที่ผมปฏิบัติงานให้มากที่สุดครับที่ครับ